With their debut set of songs, iKon did not make much of an impact on me. Undoubtedly, the music was good. It just didn't have much of an attention grabber for me. But we're gonna see if their next two pair of songs are, the ones that grab my attention with their first song right now. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK Pop, and I want to welcome you back for another music video reaction where I'm going to give you my complete, honest first impression, thoughts, and opinions of this song from iKon called Apology. And from the thumbnail for this music video, I'm thinking this is going to be a bit of a song along the lines of Airplane, but definitely more sad, and that's cool. We'll see what that's like. With their debut pair of songs, like I said, they didn't really grab my attention. I think a lot of people were let down because of the hype that had been built up by the fact that iKon had been around but not actually making any music. I hadn't released anything as iKon for about 2 years at that point. So the fans were hyped, and then they didn't release a hype song, or they didn't release their hype music, which you don't have to do that. That's okay. But a lot of people were let down. So we'll see if this song specifically is a song that gets people hyped for whatever reason. But I'm thinking this is going to be a sad song. This is probably going to make people cry instead. So let's find out in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're playing. I sometimes hit the space bar and then pause my recording from Run, baby. I like that jacket too. Those were some pretty neato patches. Were those were all different sorts of fruits in what language? I want to say that was French. Looks like French to me. All right, this is okay so far. It's a pretty decent start, but we're just at the beginning, so I can't pass any sort of real judgment on it. But their voices kind of are a bit of a unique take or sound on that whole ballad, right? And a rap verse to throw it in there. That's interesting. Interesting. Definitely. I mean, of course, since iKon's a rap group, then they have to be more rap oriented. So I do honestly like emotional rap verses are something I really, really like. Or maybe that's just faded English, I don't know, on that sign. But yeah, definitely, this is definitely a more emotional song. I wouldn't say that this is really quite as, hasn't grabbed my attention quite as much as I was hoping for, but that doesn't mean it's not good. I'm not enjoying it. Because it's definitely an enjoyable song. It's good. Like I said, man, these rap verses are just killer. They're really, really good. I absolutely love them. They're fantastic. They are really, really great. Is he running from her? Is that what's happening? Interesting. That's an interesting idea. Why would he be doing that? Again, I don't know. Maybe if I was watching this with the subtitles, I would understand what's going on, but I don't. But definitely. Oh, considering this is an apology, is this supposed to be an apology for leaving? For a really bad reason? Or for a silly reason? Is that what this is supposed to be? That's what I'm feeling right now. And that's cool. Definitely an emotional song. And that's cool. That's... I like it. I like also too. Just one thing too. I really like their singing voices. The voices that they like actual sings music with. It's definitely really interesting. Not quite what you're used to hearing with like these sort of ballad kind of songs. You know, they're much more like raw and unrefined and just less smooth. To love is to receive. Whoa, now he's in hell. Interesting. Definitely interesting. That song right there was more along the lines of Airplane as far as like the general feel of it. This one was definitely much more of a sad and sorrowful song than Airplane was, I think, or at least it was in a different way. And again, for me, like with that song, it's not really such an impactful song, but it's more one that kind of like tugs at your heartstrings and pulls on your emotions and makes you feel a bit sad and stuff like that. And there's something to be said about a song that has vocals that have a bit of an impact on you. And if this song did, and Airplane did as well, I would say. But as far as like the music, just to get people hyped, to match people's hype levels, this isn't really one that does it. It kind of brings you down. It makes you feel sad and depressed. But again, that's not really bad. That's kind of the point. You're supposed to, the writing of the song is to get some emotion and, tell a story. And of course, is doing that. Doing it very, very effectively, because I could get the whole entire feeling from watching the music video and listening to the song, kind of like the general, emotion and feeling and the sadness and the sorrow that was trying to be expressed through the song. So that's good. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. But like I said, when you're looking for the hype song, it's not here. It might be the next song. Hopefully it's the next song, because like the hype song is what we're looking for from iKon, right? And we haven't gotten it so far. We got emotional, we got swag, we haven't had hype, and that's cool. But judging by the fact that the next song is titled Anthem, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the hype song. So that's going to be definitely exciting. But we're not talking. But let's stop talking about anything other than any other iKon song but this one. So Apology is good. I like it. It's not specifically something that I would listen to every single day. Probably not something I'm going to choose to listen to, because it's just not really like the kind of thing that I would want to get a music listening session started with. I generally like to get, when I throw on my music, when I start something, I like to listen to hype music, stuff that's like up tempo, really, really fast paced, high, aggressive stuff that has a lot of feeling in it and is really heavy hitting as far as the sound of the music. This one's not it, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Doesn't mean it's not going to go on my playlist. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to really enjoy listening to this whenever it comes on, or even if I choose to listen to it, because it might be I'm feeling in the mood, like I need to listen to a sad song. We have those moments every single day, or all the time, right? It's not unusual. So Apology is going to be that song. This one, as far as the vocals are concerned, which is probably the one thing that stood out to me the most with this, is that, like I said, during the reaction, I like the vocals, right? The singing isn't quite as, it doesn't have that refined sort of sound that you would hear in most ballad songs. It's really, really rough and scratchy and like, not clean. And like, generally, right, when you release a song, a lot of times you want to have a song and the vocals that sound as smooth and clean and perfect as you possibly can. This one is kind of like the opposite of that, although of course it was kind of for an intended effect, I believe, as opposed, instead of like this is like the limit of their vocal abilities, because we heard in Airplane they actually sang a little bit better and more clean and smoothly than in this. So that is definitely for me the high point, the one thing at the moment that I can single out as something that I really enjoyed and stood out to me as something that is a positive, or at least an interesting point in the song. And that's fantastic. Also, as far as rap verses too, for me personally, like again, like I always say, when I listen to a rap song or hip hop group or something like that, that I don't specifically like that genre of music, is not generally my thing, even though I find that the more I listen to it, the more I actually enjoy this sort of stuff. But for me, the emotional rap verses, the stuff that has the rap verses that have some feeling and emotion behind them, are always the ones that I like more than anything else. Like, you can come at it with some anger and some swag and some attitude, and that's cool and that's impressive, and you can have a sick, super quick flow. That's fantastic. But if you come at it with some emotion and feeling, that's also, for me, resonates a lot more with me as far as like how it sounds and just what I like listening to. That's just my personal taste and stuff like that. So that had about everything for the two elements that I really like from their vocals. The rap verse is something, that sort of rap verse that I like listening to, and then the actual singing bits that they did for the chorus and the vocals and stuff like that was definitely much more, not like something that I specifically like, but it was more interesting because it was different from what I'm used to listening to as far as what vocal tracks and stuff are. So there you go. iKon Apology. This is their fourth music video that they've released. So their next one is probably going to be their final. So this is going to be it for them for promotions, because I remember that they're supposed to, or they were rumored or confirmed or whatever, to have filmed 5 music videos, and so they've done that. So there you go. We're going to end this video right here so I can go and check out their next song. So I want to know what you had to say. Put your thoughts and comments down in the comment box below so that I can read them. Also, get connected with me on social media. Got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and a bunch of others. So click on the links down in the description box below to give me a follow on every account that you possibly can. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Video reaction. YG is delaying no more with iKon, and they are ready to go, and they are serious. The rumor, I guess, that I've heard a few weeks ago that they had filmed 5 different music videos for this promotion seems to be true, as they released their warm-up track, then 2 more today,